Okay. Hello. My name is Majdi Manjal. Student ID is 4033658. Tonight I'm going to talk in behalf on Anna Kofisika. Anna Polistokofisika. She's a human rights activist from Russia. She's an investigative writer who report about basically about human rights violation during the conflict in Chechnya between Russian forces and the rebels. With the introduction, will cover the talk. I'm going to talk about this conflict. What we know. We're going to talk about what we know about the conflict and the basic roots of the conflict, and the critical factor about the conflict, especially the factor that contributed to the success of resolving this issue peacefully, and also the factors that contributed to escalating the conflict in Chechnya. Also, I'm going to talk about the lessons we learned from this conflict and how we can would have done something differently to achieve peace and prosperity. I'm going to start first in Chechnya, how it started, and who are the participants, and how the fight kicked off and how the fight ended. First, when we talk about the conflict, actually the conflict between Russia and Chechnya did not start in 1994 or 1998, or it has a historic roots. It goes back to 1858. In 1858, when Russia conquered Chechnya and defeated Imam Shamil and his fighter. Imam Shamil was a Muslim leader who was planning to declare Chechnya as an Islamic emirate, but his plan was failed when Russian conquered Chechnya. Then we go to between 1922 up until 1934. This is when Chechnya has become an autonomous part of the Soviet Republic, and it maintained that status until 1944. When the Soviet dictator Joseph Stalin wasn't really happy religion and they are practicing for the Islamic religion, and he felt like they are a threat to the secular anti-religion Soviet Republic. So he kicked out all the Chechenian people from their land back to Siberia. He did like racial cleansel, and he wiped out the land of Chechnya out from all the Chechenian people. But things, they returned back in 1957 when a new Soviet leader took over. His name is Nikita Khrushchev. Nikita Khrushchev, he came to power and he allowed the Chechenian people to come back to their land. Then we go to 1991, which is mark the first major turning point for the Chechenian-Russian conflict. During 1991, the communist leader Zavigiev was overthrown, He was a pro-Soviet Union, and he was overthrown by Dakhar Zohar Duduev, by Zohar Duduev. Zohar Duduev when had won the first election in Chechnya, and he claimed independence from Chechnya, from Russia. Sorry. Then in 1992, Chechnya has declared her first constitution. The constitution stipulated that Chechnya is an independent country with independent constitution and president. So 1992 was official declaration by, at least from one side, from the Chechenian leaders, announcing that that Chechnya is independent, secular state with free parliament and free president. In June 1995, we have seen that the Chechenian leader or the Chechenian rebels have seized hundreds of thousands of hostages in southern part of Russia, and during the process. During the process, when Russia was trying to free the hostage, about 100 people were killed. Most of them are civilian. The raid was really unsuccessful because the hostages was really killed. But this rebels operation was a clear sign or a clear attempt by the Chechenians toward asking for independence from Russia, and a way to protest the Russian involvement in the Chechenians affair. Then we have in April 1996, we have Zohar Dudayev was killed. Zohar, the first president for the Chechnya, was killed by Russian missiles. And he was succeeded by Zamil Khan Yenderbiev. Obviously, he was killed by the Russian because he was pro-separation, and he advocated for separation from Russia and declaring independence. Then in August 1996, Chechenian rebels has launched a successful attack on Grozny, and they seized control of the entire Grozny, which is the capital of Chechnya. And the Russians were taken by surprise, and they didn't find during that time any chance other than any choice other than sizing a peace deal, temporary peace deal with the Chechenians that involved a ceasefire, but without any determination about whether Chechnya should be independent or no. It was just a cease of fire. Then